We got some more funny clips here.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. If you're desperate, you're stuck somewhere and you just have to get somewhere.
Bollard.
Oh, Bollard report!
Bollard report.
Bollard.
Bollard report is up. Is that China's putting up bollards, which are these parking, what are they called? Parking pillars? Cones, as we said, spheres?
No, posts.
Posts.
Yes.
Parking posts.
Yes.
And they do that to stop these rash of mass murders that are happening right in China.
There was another one.
Yeah.
So another one
let's
last
talk about
week.
that.
You know, here's the thing. I can't share it on the show. I have shared it on Twitter, and I don't like to share these things, and I share them censored or I give a warning. But there was another mass attack, and again, it was outside of an elementary school. And what happens is, when things go bad for people in China, in China's society, especially now with the economic downturn, people have mental breaks, and the only way that they can take out their frustration is to go and kill children, school children. And I mean, it happens with the stab uncles that go and stab kindergartners, and it happens with these people ramming their cars into students when school's out.
Yes.
And it's awful. And there was another big one that happened last week. I'm not going to post it here. But that's why when I saw this particular clip, because this particular clip was, can you believe this was propaganda?
I was hoping you would start by saying that. This was propaganda.
This was propaganda. Someone posted out to say, look how much China cares about its school students, how safe they are. And it shows like them unveiling these railings here.
In a major city.
Yeah.
You don't get this elsewhere.
No. But the whole thing is it was propaganda. Look how safe it is. It's not look how safe it is. Look how desperate the situation is that they have to do this to prevent students from being run over by crazies.
The best way to say this is that's a weird flex, bro.
Yeah.
You're bragging that you need to have accordion guards to prevent grown men from murdering hundreds of children with their cars.
Yes.
Because that's what they keep doing. All the time.
I'd like you to take a note, by the way. Let's look at exactly what's going on here. Let's just...
Bollard.
Okay, so what you've got is, take a look at the guys that are pulling out. It's just a fence. It's a fence on wheels. You've probably seen these if you go, I think they import them, because I've seen these exact things here in like Chinatowns and stuff.
Yeah, why are they always...
They always import these things.
Sounds why are they there?
I guess they're
Bollard,
cheap or...
kind of like a bollard in a way. Some accordion bollard.
Exactly. I even saw those things in South Africa as well, those kind of fences.
You?
Yeah. Oh. Anyway, but you can see the guy on the far side over there, he's got one of those big sticks to like stop stabbers. You know, it's got like a thing. It looks like it's for cattle or something like that, like a dog catcher would carry. So you've got those guys. They're there for a reason, to stop the people that want to come stab children.
That's right.
They're dragging that out. But you can also see other guards. See, there's ones with reflective vests and so on. They're there only for the entrance, for when the kids go out of school. And that's to stop attacks against children.
That's why.
That's the reason.
What are you bragging about?
Yeah. So there they go. They line up. They're like all ready. They open another automatic gate there, allow the children to come across there, make sure no cars are going to ram into them, make sure no stab guys come along. You
know what the text, I don't want to dwell, but the subtext of that shouldn't be, look at how safe China is. It should be like, aren't you glad that in your country children don't get run over by the hundreds by grown men in their cars?
Yeah, it should be. Yeah, so just...
I think because what it was is like a big F you, like middle finger, like, look, we don't have school shooting type thing. You know, they always do that.
Yeah, they don't. They've got school stabbings and they've got mass vehicular homicides.
Correct.
Look, every country has its problems. Yeah. But you can't pretend just because another country has a problem that your country doesn't.
And then brag about the thing that you have to do to stop that problem.
Exactly.
It's very weird. Very weird.
This is just, self-driving.
This is why we have bollards.
Self-driving cars are a menace.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Would you be able to fall asleep in this situation?
No.
I would quite literally piss myself.
I would never, ever. I know self-driving's fairly okay in some circumstances.
I don't care. I just don't care.
No.
Okay? That's why we have bollards. They're ripping at like 80 miles an hour.
Yeah, they're just going there sleeping. That's scary, dude.
That's scary.
Yeah.
This is also why we have bollards in China.
Okay, there's a couple of things about this clip. Okay, so obviously they want this guy to stop. He's probably hit something or he's done something. He doesn't care. He's just driving with the cops on the EV. Yeah.
What a surprise. You can tell by the green plate.
Yes.
Blue plates are gas.
There is something about this EV that really irks me, though. Never mind that he's trying to drive people over. Dude, look at those front lights.
That is literally the logo for the Falcons, the NFL team.
It looks like a freaking eagle or something. And once you see it,
dude.
Once you see it, you can't unsee it. It's the ugliest headlight I've ever seen.
Look at this. Tell me it's not a reverse Falcons
Atlanta
logo.
Falcons.
Isn't it?
It is. It's the Atlanta Falcons.
What the hell?
I mean, come on.
That's like... Dude, China's got some of the worst... I don't know how they get these influencers glazing China's stuff. It looks like shit.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
You know, they have a way around that.
It's like a fridge with a bird on it.
It is, but you know they have a way around that, right? Because they've got some cars that look really good, like that blue Xiaomi one, because it's a copy of a Porsche Taycan. Because they took a car that actually looks good and copied it, and everyone's like, "Look at these good-looking Chinese cars," and it's because it's not a Chinese car; it's a copy of a Porsche.
It looks like a Pontiac Aztek with a bird on it. It does.
It does.
You took the most regarded car, copied it, and put a Falcon on it.
It's the dumbest looking headlight ever.
We should probably talk about what's happening here.
Yeah, I guess.
We can't ignore how dumb the car looks.
Yeah, I mean, there's a bollard. You see, it's bollard report. There's a bollard right there.
See?
You know,
and that's what those are there for, to stop people running people. Or Chinese people in China are frustrated. They keep running people over.
Yeah.
This one, at least, they they don't get hurt.
Yeah, no, they escaped in there. Like, I guess when it escaped, it made like a.
It went.
You know, as it went over. Yeah, exactly. Like a sick hawk.
This is also why we have bollards. Right outside the police station.
Yo, what's up?
Also, that's another reason we have bollards.
Now, this clip caught me off guard. And this is, from last month, the end of last month. Yeah. Now, what do you think's going to happen? I mean, it looks like there's going to be some kind of accident. Maybe something weird's going to happen. Something's going to fall on the road. What do you think's going to happen?
Let's find out.
Okay.
I don't want to give it away. I saw it.
Right.
This one I did see.
Okay. Random wrong way delivery driver on an elevated road.
What is he doing?
Oh, well, he has to go dropped his delivery stuff. He's picking his things up.
And then he's on a highway exit.
And then he's like, whoa! He picked it up and drove it into the other car. Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
I feel bad for him. You probably got confused.
We saw that self-driving clip. This is why it's not safe in China. Because self-driving is predicated on the idea that things are predictable.
Yeah.
That there's not going to be a random vehicle coming the wrong way in your lane.
Yes.
That there's not going to be a truck stopped in the fast lane on the highway.
Yeah.
That there's not going to be debris or something random or a hole in the road or something.
Yeah.
And in China, you just can't predict these things. It's very unpredictable. So that's what makes me worry.
Give us a thumbs up if you don't like what you just saw and you don't want that in your country.
Sure.
Give us a thumbs up.
Yeah. Now this.
So you got two cops. These are bike cops.
Yeah, having a chat.
They're
going to meet a popper.
Oh, we get to talk about poppers.
There is a popper.
Oh, and there's a popper. What a popper is, and I think you slowed it down, yeah?
No,
you did.
Did I?
Yeah, you zoomed it in and you slowed it down.
I hope I did.
When I put together the media pack, I noticed you had done that.
Okay, cool.
So we're looking at this, and maybe you couldn't see clearly, but you have two police officers pulling away from a stoplight.
Yeah.
And what you're going to see on the left is something called a popper, and a popper is somebody that does not follow any sort of traffic rules. They pop out from nowhere, and they
I'm surprised he actually tried to stop and slid out, though. Yeah, normally they just go.
Yeah, so we've been in situations where we'll be going 100 kilometers an hour, and someone will literally pop out from the side of the road every single time we rode. Like, if you rode more than an hour, you'd always see that at least once.
And they do it, like, fast, but then slow at the same time. I don't know how to explain it.
They'll
pop out fast, and then they go real slow.
So you're going this way, someone will come out from the side of the road and go straight through your lane, perpendicular. Like, literally cutting you up while you're going 100.
Yeah.
And they don't care because they believe in something called yuanfen, which means fate. It means if it's their time, it's their time. So they don't look, they don't wear a helmet. It's dangerous.
There's going to be a lot of it. Yeah, exactly. I actually caught that on camera.
Yeah.
Where I had an accident. Yeah. A drunk dude did that.
Yeah.
Now, the thing is, look at this. I'd like to find out how he's going to explain himself out of this situation.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of...
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Poor popper.
Yeah.
Good on the cops for hopefully arresting him.
It wouldn't be the China show if we didn't show you an explosion. So let's do that one more time. Again, yeah, one of those mini ones.
One of those mini EVs. Wow!
Yeah. Yeah, that's quite the burn, you know.
That was an intense one, eh?
Yeah.
You sure that was an EV?
It could have been. It looked like one of those little 3-wheeled ones. Those, you know those mini ones?
And it probably had a propane tank or something.
Yeah, that's possible.
Because they carry those around very haphazardly.
Yeah. It's quite the spectacular explosion, though.
Wow. Yeah, that was a big one.
But I got a bigger one, and
now
again,
that's a popper.
Yeah, guys, this is a PSA. Lithium-ion batteries, especially in cheaper Chinese e-bikes, are a huge hazard.
This is a Chinese e-bike.
Yeah, this is a Chinese e-bike, and I cannot tell you just how dangerous this is. In fact, it's always good to just see these videos because it reminds you. Because you're cruising around, you're thinking it's fine because everything's fine until it's not.
Yes.
Just the violence of the fires that come out of electric vehicles is insane.
It is.
Especially lithium-ion, vehicles.
And I know there's all these very pro EV people. We're not anti-EV. There's very EV zealots, I should call them. Will just ignore situations like this and be like, if you look at the statistics, it doesn't matter. I understand the statistics. I get that, right? But that doesn't mean you don't examine bad quality EVs coming from China, because they certainly seem to have a lot more incidents than anything else.
Yes.
Right.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, you could try to put those, as you can see, put those fires out all you want. They won't go out. You know, he's throwing water on it. Like, you're not going to put out that EV fire.
It's going to have to melt to the ground.
It burns until it's done. And that's it. You know?
Chinese cheap EV batteries, not good.
Yeah,
not good.
Exactly. And they come through all the time. They manage to find ways to make it into your market, even if there are safety standards.
For sure. EV became Flareon.
Yeah, I suppose so. What I'm saying is, like, if you've bought any kind of a Chinese scooter or electric-powered vehicle, don't keep it in your house. Like, you know, sometimes people buy like one of those ride-on scooters, and they'll charge it in the house and put it under the stairs or something. Please keep it outside. At the very least, keep it in your garage.
Yes,
you know,
I agree.
Just because, and it's just a PSA, because you know what? You think it doesn't happen, but when you look into it and you read about it, people lose their lives, people lose their entire homes because they bought like a Chinese hoverboard or something.
I looked that way for a second,
yeah,
and I look over and I just can't see anything.
I mean, yeah, this is from a single scooter,
one e-bike, like a shitty little e-bike.
Yeah, exactly.
Imagine the damage.
Yeah,
from a proper big SUV.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, think about if you had this e-bike in your house.
Yes, well said.
So what's going on here?
Let's see.
All right.
This is why you wear a seatbelt in the back too.
Yes, always wear a seatbelt. That's pretty funny though.
Fun one.
This poor driver, it's like a Uber type driver in China.
Yeah, the milk tea got everywhere.
I remember you lift my spirit. With you high is all I'm feeling.
Today's kind of like if an entire episode, and you guys should be hyped for this, an entire episode was vote clips.
Something like that.
Pretty much.
Oh, yes. It's a blind person massage. Hopping on the cast leg. Yeah. I remember going in school to one of those, and then they let you ride the ostrich around. I'm just wondering how he's breathing right now.
Yeah, wait a minute. Chain-shaped King Kong.
Yes, chain-shaped King Kong.
Like police brutality, all this kind of stuff, right? Where are people sharing this when people bring up police brutality or ACAB and all that?
Yeah, exactly.
Where's these clips?
Yeah.
It is the greatest ammunition you could ever use against CCP apologists of all time.
Yes.
I can almost see it.